What? I can't even do my intro song for this story right here. Let me hit play for those of you who might be unaware, like I was until recently. So let me let the news reporter give you some context, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit more because I read this article. Here we go.
A life sentence today for Lori Vallow Daybell, the so-called doomsday mom from Idaho, convicted of killing two of her own children in 2019. She was also convicted and sentenced in conspiring to kill her husband's first wife. Today, Lori Vallow Daybell sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murders of two of her three children, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan.
They were found dead, burned, mutilated, and dismembered, and buried like animals. There's no remorse for what you did. You haven't said you're sorry.
In the weeks-long trial, a jury unanimously found the Idaho mother guilty of first-degree murder in the deaths of the children and conspiring to kill the wife of her lover and now husband, Chad Daybell.
There's a lot of hurt surrounding this case, and I think that Lori Daybell is probably the most hated woman in America right now. That hate will never bring about the healing.
Lori, who was determined to be mentally ill, addressing the court before her sentencing.
I have always mourned the loss of my loved ones.
Tylee and JJ were last seen in September of 2019. Prosecutors say Lori and Chad, a doomsday author, believed her kids were zombies and killed them. Then months later, the couple seen dancing at their wedding on this beach in Hawaii. It was there East Idaho News captured police serving Lori with a court order to return the children to Idaho.
Where are your kids? No comment?
JJ and Tylee's remains were allegedly found on an Idaho property belonging to Chad Daybell after a months-long search. Lori's legal team blaming Chad for their deaths. He has pleaded not guilty. And Vallow Daybell.
All right. Boy, where do we go from here? Right? So, I read this article. I am still in awe about what I read. I'm going to share some of the findings with you. So apparently she killed her 7-year-old son and 16-year-old daughter and had something to do with the fifth husband's ex-wife being killed, Tammy. This lady apparently, along with her new husband, Chad, felt that the kids were possessed with evil spirits and were zombies. Like, this is one of the most diabolical stories I've heard in a long time. Boy, hey man, you have to be careful who you have kids with. You have to be careful. See me? My children's mother, my wife, I vetted her for like 11 years, if not more, before we even had a child. So you got to do a thorough background check, fellas and ladies too. You have to be very, very meticulous when it comes to, having kids. But back to the story. So apparently the kids were last seen alive in September of 2019, right? Police discovered them missing a month later, that's October, when some extended family members realized they haven't seen the kids. Okay, so follow the timeline. September 2019, that was the last time the kids were seen. October, they were reported missing after family members were concerned. In November, Lori and the new boo, Chad, got married in November, 2 weeks after Chad's previous wife, Tammy, was killed. You know they doing a Netflix special on this. You know they're gonna get some money on this story. Like this sounds like something you would see on TV. And then Lori, the mom, justified the killings on religious doctrines. It perplexes me how a mom can do this to her own kids. You know, dismember the boy, the girl. This is difficult to wrap my head around. She went on further to say in the article that I thought was interesting to note was that she quoted Bible verses about how people should not judge each other. She said she too mourned the deaths of her children and Tammy, but she knew they would be together in the afterlife. And she claims she is regularly visited by the spirits of her dead children as well as the spirit of her eternal friend Tammy, and suggested that the three weren't murdered at all. So when I read that, I was intrigued because the article went on further to quote her as saying, Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case. She said, accidental deaths happen, suicides happen, fatal effects from medication happen. Boy. And apparently this lady got 2 murder cases. She had 2 cases as well as the 3 murders in 6 weeks in Idaho. So 2 cases in Arizona where what she did in Arizona. Yes, the ex-husband was killed, and her niece ex-husband was also attacked, and they tried to kill him too. So again, the ex-husband of hers was killed in Arizona, as well as her niece ex-husband, but he did survive that attempt. So she's just been on a murder, kill was real spree. But listen, man, listen, Lori, you ain't have to do that to them babies. You ain't have to do that. Now you got one child left, man. Kobe Bryant. Somebody wrap your hands around Kobe, man. Y'all take care of Kobe Bryant. I empathize for that boy. That boy, daddy gone, mama gone, sister gone, brother gone. So he's gonna need a constant showering of love to help him through this situation and help him process. I'm going to yield because this story is very draining. Even reading the article is very draining. So I need to go get my equilibrium back. You know, got to go do something to bring that balance back. This is crazy. Yo, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so you can be the first to get all of the future and upcoming content from Cruise Control TV. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Hooray. I'm gonna holler at you. Yo.